Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about why most boys don't become men. So guys, being a boy is something you grow out of, and it's something, when you hit puberty, you experience the physiological changes, right? That's something that's evident, right? That's something that's gonna happen. But most boys don't become men, right? So you can be a physical male, right? You can have facial hair, you can have testosterone, you can be in a male body, right? But being a man and being a male are two different things, right? Because most men are males are males that are boys, right? You want to be a male that's a man, not a male that's a boy. So there's a clear distinction, and I'm going to explain that to you. So what is a boy? A boy is someone who's, for number one, dependent on someone else, right? So you're dependent on your parents for your safety, for your survival, right? For your emotional needs. And a man, in my opinion, is a male who can provide for himself, can provide for a family. He can influence the people around him to the way he pleases. He can protect himself. He can protect others. That's what I think a man is, right? And when we understand that, right, there's a reason why, thousands of years ago, we had rites of passages for boys to enter manhood, right? Because they understood that being a man isn't just about physiological changes, right? There's a character that encompasses being that you need to develop to become a man, right? Then there's different character traits you have to develop, but they understood that. So they had rites of passages where they would take boys from their mothers, take them away, bring them into the wilderness, have them do difficult, arduous things. Maybe they would fast. They would have the boy fast. Maybe they would have him fight another man. Maybe they would have him kill a stray animal by himself, right? And if he didn't pass this, they would kill him, right? Because they understood, back then, and we don't understand this nowadays, right? But they understood that if the tribe is to survive, if the tribe is to thrive, right, or to continue to pass on its lineage and continue to reproduce and survive as a species, right? Well, within that little tribe, but all the tribes, right? All the tribes knew that if we're going to survive, right, as humans, right, and we're going to thrive and and move forward, we needed strong male leaders, right? So if you can't pass the test, or you want to stay a little boy, well, we can't afford that, right? Because we need to survive, right? But it's, only as, nowadays where we don't need that, because we have the government, we have transportation, food transportation, right? We have electricity, we have technology. So we've kind of outsourced our survival needs to a large degree, actually. But back then, that's why we had difficult, arduous tasks for men to pass, to enter manhood, because we required that to survive. But here's the thing, nowadays it's easy, but making money is sort of like your survival skill, right? Like your ability to survive is your ability to make make money, to provide, right? So, like I said, boys are, you can be a boy well into your 30s, 40s, 50s, right? If you want to stay at home, right? Because a lot of guys that are in their mid-20s, 30s, 40s, they stay at home, they stay on the video games, they stay jobless, right? Or they're not trying to make more money. Maybe they have a job, but it's not something, worth, like they can't provide for themselves working the job that they're working. Maybe they're addicted to porn, maybe they do drugs on the side, they have bad friends, right? They have friends that aren't up to anything productive. So, like I said, there's really a path that you can choose once you enter your early 20s, mid 20s. And I think a lot of guys, right, they just, you're either gonna be one of two ways, right? You're either gonna like your current life as a boy, you're gonna like watching porn, you're gonna like the video games, you're gonna like being under your parents' rule and having like ease and comfort and entertainment. You're either gonna prefer that, or you're gonna strive to be better and enter the world of challenge, enter the world of struggle, and enter the world of trying to establish yourself as a man in the modern world, whatever that encompasses, right? Whatever identity you happen to take on. as you move away from your parents, you move away from your addictions, right? That's where it begins. Like I said, I made a video, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, called Why Most People Never Reach Their Full Potential. And I said explicitly that I'm talking about boys and becoming men here, but boys don't become men. They don't start to reach their full potential because they stay boys. They stay in their comfort. They stay in their entertainment. They stay addicted to League of Legends, to Halo, to Call of Duty, to FIFA, to Apex, to Fortnite, right? They stay watching Mia Khalifa, Alexis Texas, all the porn stars, right? They stay doing that. They stay doing that, right? So they can never know what it's like to endure challenge, to endure difficulty, to enter the world of trying different things, to learning, to experiencing like what life is supposed to be, because they're so addicted to comfort, right? And when you're addicted to comfort and pleasure and feeling good and safety, right, which is over here, which is boyhood, that's when you die. That's when you devolve, right? Because you got to understand, we're either evolving or we're either going up or down. Life doesn't just stay anywhere. We're never staying anywhere. We're always moving in some direction. And it's either you're going forward, you're either learning, you're either making more money, you're either getting better with women, you're either learning new skills, or you're dying, or you're staying the same. And dying it's really just you staying the same. Staying the same there's no such thing as staying the same, but what staying the same is you doing the same things over and over again. You're still watching porn, you're still living with your parents, you're still playing the video games, you're still on social media all day, you're still jobless, you're still like the same person, you still do the same things. So you have to do things differently to achieve a different end result, right? To become a different person. So we're talking about boys becoming men here, but this is applicable to really anything. But you have to understand that you have a choice, right? Like we grow up without father. Most of us grow up either without a father, or we grow up with a father that's feminized and doesn't have a lot of life lessons to teach us, right? So, like I said, I know it's difficult to learn, to make money, to move out of your parents' house, to fight addictions, to become competent, to do all the things that encompass being a man. But like I said, there's no excuse now, because we have the internet, we have men groups, we have mentors, right? We have people that have experiences, we have elders that you can learn from. Now there may be a paywall, but you have to understand that the way you change is by doing things differently. You're never gonna change if you just keep living under your parents' rule, if you keep playing the video games, if you keep watching the porn, right? And like I said, the world needs more leadership, especially when it comes to male leadership, right? We have a lot of women in leadership, which is great, it's cool, whatever. But to be a man, right? To teach men how to be men, we need more male leaders doing that. So, hey, like I said, you can avoid to deal with the challenges of business, of making money, of dealing with women, of learning new skills, of working on your body, becoming better in that way. You can avoid that and stay the same, or you can change. But just understand, you're never going to be able to call yourself a man or embody masculinity to its fullest degree if you're staying over here and you're staying addicted to your comforts, your entertainment, and your safety. Your comfort, your entertainment, and your safety. Those are the three things I truly believe is what keeps boys stuck in boyhood. And until you break out of your comfort, until you break away from entertainment, and until you leave your parents' house, you're going nowhere, right? You're going nowhere. And that's, like I said, or when the years go by and you realize like, wow, I'm 30, now I'm 40, now I'm 50. That's why men, when they're, and I'm warning you right now, if you're someone who lives with your parents, or you're addicted to all these different vices, I'm warning you right now that when you get into your 30s, 40s, 50s, that's why most men who have midlife crises, the reason they have that and the reason they commit suicide is because they're looking back into their 20s and wishing they could have done something different. They're wishing that they started that business. They were wishing that they approached that girl, that they made more money, that they stayed with that job, that they did the difficult thing, right? So understand that your life is on the line. So it's not about the immediate 2 to 5 years. It's about the next 60 years. Do you want to be living in mediocrity and living in regret and having suicide knocking on your door, right? This is serious stuff. This isn't like, hey, like this is the playground, right? You're playing video games and watching porn right now, but like I said, as the years go by, a little piece of you is dying, and like I said, it's going to be too late at some point. There's always time, like I said, but you have to understand that, you know, you're young right now and this is the best time. You can get ahead now. So if you're struggling, I totally resonate with that. I've struggled with different things, of course, but at the end of the day, there's never going to be a better time than now to change, to start doing things differently, right? So yeah, guys, like I said, I personally wouldn't want to be in my 50s looking back at my 20s and thinking like, damn, I didn't work hard. I didn't take on new challenges. I didn't like just try. Like, that's the whole point. When you're young, you have that sense that you're more naive. You're more stubborn in a sense where you're willing to try new things, right? Because you're not conditioned to be like a NPC, right? Like most people in their 30s and 40s, 50s, 60s, think about them. Like they're stuck in their ways of thinking, right? They're so closed-minded, right? So when you're young, you're open-minded, that's the time to try new things. That's the time to experiment. That's the time to fail. Guys, back in 2022, I wanted to be a realtor, but I didn't even finish the school, right? So like there's things, I dropped out of college. Like there's things I've done that I look back and I'm like, damn, like I didn't commit to that, or I failed. But, you know, like I said, the whole point is that, you know, well, I'm just using myself as an example, but, you know, at least I'm trying, and you have to be that same way. You might fail, or you might figure out, damn, this wasn't for me. But the fact that you're attempting it, the fact that you're continuing to attempt and you're continuing to persist year after year, eventually life's going to give you what you want. So, like I really haven't seen someone who's like done something, right? Consistently tried something over and over again and failed, right? Like if you keep going, I mean, it's so cliche, but if you keep going, you're eventually going to have everything that you ever want, right? Even if you're young, even if you're stuck with your parents right now, if you keep trying, if you keep saving your money, right? If you keep learning new skills, even if you fail, right? At least you're moving into that, at least you're developing the character traits. You're developing the ability to learn, right? And then the money and everything comes from that, right? So I know it can be tough, you know, as a young man, right? Like I talk about it all the time, but you know, the odds are stacked against us, right? In the dating realm and in the career realm. So I'm not here to say that life is easy, right? It's definitely difficult, but you're never going to break out of mediocrity staying on this side with comfort, entertainment, and safety. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And as always, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.